What is the? Oh boy, you got done dirty by your parents. Did your mom bang a slug? Ooh, yo, the throat grab thrust? Now that could be taken a few different ways, but either way, hot damn. Imagine just like waking up at like midnight, you look out your window and these two broads are just going at it like this. You're slightly aroused, you're slightly concerned. One way or another, I'm watching this. So today we're breaking down that new 2B Hero X greatness. If you enjoy the video, make sure to drop a like, show your support, consider subscribing, stay up to date on all this hero greatness. And of course, we got the Patreon, we got those full live reactions and other exclusives. If you want to be one of the cool kids, of course, we gotta break down this and jump right into it. So, Queen versus Bowa, no competition. Best fight, hands down. Which is really funny because I think most of us are like, ooh, Queen versus X, you know, let's say, and it's like, oh, did I pass out? Like, what happened? No, he was him, right? Disrespectful. Wasn't even his episode. His episode's the last episode, and he stole the crown. So we need some redemption. So they give us, Crunchyroll uploaded the full fight. It's like 8 minutes. This was the most fate-feeling fight I've seen since probably like Unlimited Blade Works. Like, I've liked the recent Fate series, but Zero and like, oh my god, Stay Night, it's just the fact that they fought with a bunch of shipping containers and then they utilized the environment for destruction. God damn. And like, the thing is this is how you know X is him. This isn't even his arc, and I just want to talk about X because I've seen some theories surrounding him which are blowing my mind. But I'll give Queen the respect she deserves. She said, I'm her, the crown is mine, and I gotta respect that. So, the idea of her power, which I wasn't sure what the hell her power was. Like, she was doing some stuff that I was like, is she inverting gravity? Like, what's going on? And I saw some people say, like, her ability is authority, right? So, like, you know, if you're within her bubble, basically her domain, her authority controls you. And yeah, they confirmed that this week. And it's a really cool ability because it's obviously not limitless. We saw that last week. But the idea of, like, how they demonstrate that with Bowa, where she has essentially, like, a buzzsaw attached to a string that's outside of her barrier. So as she slightly, like, she kind of turns it, it then can come crashing in. And she sideswipes the bitch. Had she not had the mask on, she'd be looking like Harvey Dent after the accident. Like, it's pretty insane what she was able to pull off. And honestly, that fight was fantastic. Like, Bowa had a bit of a temper tantrum, but I kind of get it, right? You know, she's being told that, hey, the only reason you ever got to where you are is because of Queen promoting women. And then also, she's under the belief that, well, your father has connections to the guy who's on the top of this. So, like, clearly, you know, she didn't sleep her way to the top, but essentially it's like the second closest thing. Like, I see why she got so conflicted, misguided, but I get where she was coming from. But Queen definitely asserted her dominance there. And honestly, it was her arc, damn it. You can't, if they would have went 2 in a row of her losing to X in her own arc, and then losing to Bowa in her own arc, that would have been the most disrespectful thing known to man. But, you know, thankfully, at least she got a W. Even if she missed her competition, as she heard X wins again. Fantastic. But here's the thing. After last episode, I read a lot of theories. And I'm not going to try to say, oh, I came up with this theory. I don't do that. If I have a theory that I come up with, I'll be like, hey, this is my idea. But I'm going to give credit where credit's due. This is people on the internet. It wasn't just a singular person. I saw a few people, you know, piggybacking off of this. And if this turns out to be true, round of applause to you. Which, the great thing about this show, it's anime original. It's an original. There's no source material. No one can say, like, oh, it's just source readers pretending. No, like, that's impossible, right? The thing about X is when this show started, we knew X was #1, right? We knew there was a guy who was going to be #1. So from the very beginning of this show, we already knew he was going to be there. And as we've worked our way in reverse, when you just casually drop a man with no identity, no voice, no nothing, when he goes up against Queen, the fact that he can just do that and he wins, we're saying, how does that work? And the theory is, or at least one of them, there's a lot of theories. This is the one that I really like, is X could be the embodiment of, like, the author of the story. And the way that would work is that by writing it as you're establishing X would be #1 from the beginning, you're already subconsciously making the viewer assume he's the strongest. So by the time you get to this point, he can essentially alter reality because blink and you miss it, and, you know, he's already won. So the idea of this like trust value system, so if people don't know, there's actual rankings, right? Like it's based on social media, like Bilibili, Twitter, and all that different stuff. They combine the votes and, you know, rankings happen. So for the longest time, Nice has been number one. I think X was like number 3 or something for a little bit. But after last episode, he got bumped up to 2. And by the end of this season, I'm fully expecting X to be back at number 1. And I think that's kind of the idea, is that you start the show assuming he's number 1, and by reverse engineering his, you know, popularity, by just assuming he will be him, you end up in this situation that the reason he's able to get to where he is because he just randomly showed up. He had no trust. How would someone pop up in a show with no trust value in the top 10 rankings? Because the viewers watching assumed he would. And that's a really cool idea. It could be just a crackpot theory. It could be too much. But given how they're using the whole trust value system, the idea of starting the show with our assumption he would be number 1 allows him to enter the top 10. And because of that overwhelming trust value, he breaks the continuity of this series and logic because he already has the trust of the watchers. And whether or not they go that far with it, that's such a cool theory. And there's really no show you can give that level of like, wait a second, are we really going to break the fourth wall that hard? But why not? You're literally telling the viewers that season 2 will be influenced based off the viewers watching, not the characters in this show. The viewers watching, and that will determine rankings. I'm just saying that's a cool ass theory, so I just want to say it. Now granted, once again, it's not his arc, but X be him, but also Queen be her. I definitely think this was the most enjoyable single episode. Personally, for me, the Lucky Sienna arc is still my overall favorite arc, but in terms of a singular episode, this one right here. And honestly, hands down, when we were 2 minutes into this fight, I thought to myself, this might be the best fight we've seen. You give me 8 straight minutes of that bad boy? Yeah, absolutely. The only thing I hope, which has never really been touched, well, okay, it's not never. There definitely has been superhero stuff that have touched upon, like, insurance claims. But for the love of God, whoever owns this area of all these shipping containers, please tell me they got hero insurance, because goddamn, that had to have been millions worth of damage. But the way they utilize the environment to their full potential, I mean, the weapons, you're doing like some pole dancing maneuvers to spin kick bitches, the way they throw them into it, and just the total annihilation felt like something pulled from like a Fate Zero. It was so freaking good. And to be honest, I don't think they're topping this particular fight for a little bit. Like, it was just the tension, the adrenaline, the aggression, and just the way they utilize the environment. So freaking cool. We got Lolly episode next week. Another 2-episode arc. Know nothing about her, I'm pretty sure. I don't even think they've really teased her, unless I'm misremembering. But, banger of an episode. Freaking amazing. That X theory is still blowing my mind. It very well could be false, but it's something that I'm definitely going to support for at least the short term. Your thoughts down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here. Of course, ring that bell, and yes, Patreon for live reactions and other exclusives like, hey, I give a video shout out to all of my patrons. So today we got Ishta, Eternally Lost, Mauve, Jarl Bralgrove, Omar, Jay Vorty, and we also have Daniel Koskol. So I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. Y'all have a good one.